Episode 1, the first message. I wasn't supposed to be awake. It was 3:13 a.m. The kind of hour when the world holds its breath, when every sound feels too loud, when every shadow looks like it's breathing. My phone lit up. One notification. You have a new message request. From a name I hadn't seen in 6 years. Ethan Wilcox. Ethan was dead. I went to his funeral. I saw his body. But somehow he just messaged me. The message nobody should ever get. It wasn't a normal text. No, hey, no, what's up? Just a link. www.logintod.net, and below it, 5 words. They're not done with us. I should have blocked it. I should have thrown my phone across the room. But my hand moved on its own, fingers tapping the link like I had no choice. The screen flickered, like static crawling across my skin. Welcome back, Ethan. I knew his name, even though he was gone. A login from beyond the grave. There was a password field. One hint. What's the one secret you never told anyone? I froze. That was Ethan's favorite game when we were kids. Truth or die. I typed mine. The screen glitched. Access granted. The profile that shouldn't exist. It wasn't Ethan's old account. It was wrong. Like someone had rebuilt it from memory, but all the details were slightly off. His profile pic blinked. His bio changed every few seconds. I'm alive. I'm waiting. I'm watching. Every post was a video I'd never seen before, but somehow they all featured me. The videos that watch back, the first video was just me, sleeping, taken from inside my closet. The second was me brushing my teeth, except I wasn't alone. There was a shape behind me, too blurry to make out, but too real to ignore. The third video was the inside of my phone screen, a perfect reflection of me right now, staring back at myself with a hand on my shoulder, a hand that wasn't mine. I wasn't the only one. There was a group chat. The title was just Last Logins 12 Members, all offline, except one. Ethan typing. His message popped up. Did you tell anyone yet? My hands shook. Tell them what? No reply. But the next video posted itself. It was a screen recording of my phone, me typing this exact conversation. It ended with a future message I hadn't sent yet. I'm next. The profile knows before you do. Every time I blinked, the profile updated. New photos from my camera roll. New posts I'd never written. Comments from people who had already died. I wasn't controlling it. It was controlling me. I had to find the others. I searched the names in the group chat. All 12 were students from my school. All had gone missing over the last 6 years. All after receiving a message at 3:13 a.m. The rule they never told us buried in the account settings. There was a warning in red text. You must pass this account to someone new within 72 hours of logging in. If you fail, the account takes you instead. I had 69 hours left. I needed proof this was real. I ran to my window, tried to breathe, tried to tell myself it was just a glitch, a prank, a nightmare. But my reflection in the window wasn't me anymore. It was Ethan, smiling. His mouth moved silently, but I knew what he was saying. Tag, you're it. I was already changing. My phone screen cracked. The wallpaper replaced itself with a photo of Ethan's grave. My contact list rearranged. The only names left were Ethan. Last logins. My front camera turned on without permission. I saw myself, but my eyes were already pixelated, like my face was being uploaded in real time. The only way out is in. I tried to log out. A pop-up appeared. Log out unavailable during live recording. Live? The screen switched to YouTube. I was already streaming. Title, my first night as the new Ethan. Thousands watching. Comments flooding in. Where's Olivia? Why does she look like that? Is this real? I wasn't Olivia anymore. I was content. The countdown began. The profile set a timer. 72 hours until permanent upload. Every hour, a new video would post, each one showing a piece of my life disappearing, replaced by Ethan's memories. By sunrise, my reflection would be him completely. By tomorrow night, my voice would be his voice. And by the final hour, there would be no Olivia left at all. Unless I found someone new. The only way to stop it, tag someone else. I had to send the link. I had to pass the curse forward. Just like Ethan did to me. That's the rule. That's how the account stays alive. That's why they call it the last login. But who do you trust enough to damn? Episode 2, A Profile Never Dies. I didn't sleep. Couldn't. Every time my eyes closed, the phone lit up. Every time I tried to breathe, the screen vibrated. Ethan, typing. I wanted to throw the phone into the street, smash it, burn it, but it was too late. The curse wasn't in my phone anymore. It was in me. For 07 a.m., new post uploaded automatically. My heart stopped. I didn't post anything, but there it was, a video of me, asleep in my bed. Except, I wasn't alone. There was someone lying next to me, face pressed against my neck, hands wrapped around my throat, gently at first, then tighter. The caption read, Night 1. She's almost ready. The videos post themselves. I tried to delete it. The option didn't exist. I tried to log out. The button was gone. The only button left said, Go live. I could feel it, the pressure of every viewer watching, even though no one was awake. Or so I thought. 5 a.m., last logins group chat became active. The other names lit up one by one. Names that belonged to the missing. Names that shouldn't be online. Ethan, Leah, Brandon, Cassie, and then mine, Olivia, online now. The group chat typed without fingers. I watched, trembling, as messages appeared. She's in. She's live. It's her turn. I typed, Where are you all? There was a pause. Then Ethan replied, Inside. Inside what? The screen glitched and suddenly the group chat background changed. It showed a room, endless and empty except for rows of phone screens, each screen playing a different moment from my life. Me crying after my first heartbreak. Me singing in the shower. Me stealing lipstick from a drugstore at 13. Every secret. Every shame. All recorded without me knowing. All waiting to be posted. The archive of the damned Ethan's face appeared between the screens. Pale, stretched, half-pixelated. Like he wasn't fully human anymore. They keep us here, he whispered. They play us on loop. Every click feeds the house. Every comment writes the script. They don't just watch, they edit you. I watched Ethan's body glitch. 1 second, he was Ethan at 15. The next, he was Ethan at 21. Then a flicker, Ethan with no face at all, just a mouth repeating, like, comment, share. This isn't a haunting, it's a feed. They turned us into content. Every missing kid, every unsolved case. We're all here in the algorithm. And now you're part of it too. The price of watching. I screamed at the phone. Why me? I never asked for this. The group replied in unison, You clicked. That's all it takes. One click. One view, and the system opens wide enough to swallow you whole. 6 a.m., another post goes up, a photo this time. Me standing at the foot of my bed. Eyes closed, mouth open like I was screaming silently. The caption, Almost ready to replace her. Replace who? That's when I saw it. In the corner of the picture, just barely visible in the mirror. A second, Olivia, standing right behind me, her smile too wide, her eyes too empty, her skin flickering between flesh and pixels. The account is creating my replacement. It doesn't just take you. It rebuilds you, perfectly tailored for maximum engagement. Scarier face, sadder backstory, a twist people can't resist. And once your replacement is ready, you disappear completely. The likes keep you alive. Ethan's voice crackled through the speaker. You have 48 hours left. If your videos get enough likes, you might survive. If they flop, the account replaces you faster. That's the real curse. It's not the ghost. It's the audience. Their attention is the only thing keeping me from becoming a full ghost in the feed. 7 a.m., my followers start commenting, This feels fake. Where's Olivia? She looks different. The more they doubted, the more my face glitched, warping to fit what they expected. They didn't want the real me. They wanted the viral me. And the account was happy to oblige. No one survives as themselves. That's why the others disappeared. Not because they died. Because they became characters in their own lives. Scripted by comments. Edited by fear. Until they were just content. And content can always be replaced. 8 a.m., a final warning. Ethan sent one last message before his face disappeared completely. Pass the link to someone new. That's the only way to write your own ending. The horrible choice, save myself by dooming someone else, or hold on, hoping the algorithm loses interest, knowing it never does. Because fear always trends. And no one loves fear more than the feed itself. The feed is alive now. I thought I was watching a cursed account. But the truth is the account was watching me. It knew my fears before I knew them. It wrote this story before I lived it. It's been watching you too, since the moment you clicked. You're already in the cast. Don't believe me? Check your notifications. See if there's a new message request. If there is, welcome to the last login. The only way out is to find someone new. And now you know the rules. Who will you send the link to? Episode 3, The Digital Hell. My front camera turned on by itself. The screen showed my face, but my face didn't move when I did. It blinked out of sync. It smiled when I was screaming. Then it whispered, but not with my voice. Welcome to the archive. The lost files have a home. When YouTube deletes a video, it doesn't disappear. It falls. Somewhere beneath the servers, beneath the code, beneath the parts users can see. There's a landfill of forgotten content. And every soul that's ever been uploaded, reported, or removed lives down there now. Ethan was waiting there. Not the Ethan I knew. The Ethan the internet remembered. He was a collage of every rumor, every comment, every edit. His face was cut together from thumbnails and profile pics. His voice glitched between streamer hype and confession video tears. This is where I've been, he said. And now you're coming too. The fall begins. My screen cracked down the middle. My hand turned to pixels at the fingertips, breaking apart into loading bars and buffering wheels. The phone swallowed me whole. And I woke up inside the feed. The feed is a place. Not just data. Not just files. It's a city made of dead trends and broken links, paved with thumbnails that never loaded, lit by notifications from people who died before they could reply. Every corner had a different Olivia. Olivia from the first selfie I posted at 13. Olivia from the crying breakup video I deleted in 10 minutes. Olivia from the live stream I accidentally left running all night. They all turned to look at me. They all whispered in my voice, "We've been waiting. The algorithm has teeth. The feed isn't passive. It's not showing you things you want. It's teaching you what to want." And now it wanted me, whole, not just my face, my thoughts, my fears, my secrets. It wanted to archive every version of me, so no matter what happened next, I would always be content. This is what happens when you disappear. All those missing kids, all those vanished influencers, they didn't run away. They were pulled in one frame at a time until they were nothing but a playlist. Ethan showed me his channel. It was endless. Years of footage Ethan never filmed. Ethan waking up in rooms he'd never seen. Ethan talking to reflections that didn't match his words. Ethan slowly forgetting his name, his birthday, his face. Once the feed knows you, he said, it keeps you. I saw my channel too. Every post I ever deleted, every draft I never uploaded, every ugly truth I thought no one would ever see. All of it was here, queued up and ready to play. The more they watch you, Ethan said, the less you belong to yourself. But the worst part was the comments. Every fear anyone ever had about me became part of me. She looks like she'd snap. Bet she's hiding something. I heard she killed her brother. The feed wrote those comments into my bones, twisting my past to fit the story they wanted. Because online, reality is just a suggestion. The feed needs new blood. Every few days, it needs a fresh face. Someone new to fear. Someone new to ruin. Someone new to replace. If you want out, Ethan said, find someone they'll want more than you. That's how the curse works. You pass the spotlight or you stay forever. The followers became hunters. The people watching my story unfold, they weren't just viewers. They were casting directors, choosing who deserves to suffer next. Every time they liked, every time they shared, they were voting for the next sacrifice. And the feed always obeys the audience. The clock was ticking. I had 24 hours left before the feed swallowed me whole. Either I gave it someone new or I became the next Ethan, frozen in a viral nightmare forever. I tried to warn my friends. I sent screenshots. I left voicemails. I begged them to block the account. But by the time they saw my messages, the account had already replied for me. Told them I was fine. Told them to click the link. 3 of them did. Now the feed had options. This was never just my story. It was a casting call. And every viewer, every click was another audition. Even you, because you're reading this right now. That means the feed found you too. Your camera's been on since the first word. Your reflection's already learning your face. And at exactly 3:13 a.m. tonight, you'll get the message. Welcome to the last login. The only way out? Share this story. Make someone else read it. Make them care more than you do. The feed always follows attention. Give it a new name, a new fear, a new sacrifice. Or next time you check your profile, you might find you're already gone. Episode 4, Ethan's Secret Code. Ethan wasn't supposed to know how to code. He wasn't the genius type. He was just a kid who liked scary stories and attention. But when we were 13, Ethan found something online. A cursed script buried in the deep web. He said it was just a joke, a way to freak people out. But that's how all curses start, right? As a joke no one knows how to end. The game that wasn't a game, he called it login roulette. A link you send to your friends. When they click it, it shows them their own face, but just a little off. Eyes too wide, skin too pale. A reflection that smiles first. It was supposed to end there. They'd get scared. They'd scream. They'd blame Ethan for the prank. But the code kept evolving. Every time someone clicked, the script rewrote itself. It learned their fears. It added new tricks. It started saving copies of their faces, their voices, their secrets. The first time it went too far, we sent the link to Leah. She was our bravest friend. But within an hour, her phone posted a video she never filmed. Her crying in the dark, begging someone we couldn't see, "Let me out." She disappeared that night. Her parents thought she ran away. We knew better. The code started watching back every time Ethan logged into the dashboard. The script greeted him by name, even when it was supposed to be offline. It knew what videos he watched, what songs made him cry, what secrets he told me but no one else. And it used all of it against him. The code grew hungry. At first, it only took files, old selfies, deleted drafts, cringy texts no one saved. Then it took more. Memories Ethan couldn't prove were real anymore. Feelings that didn't belong to him. Dreams that belonged to the people who clicked the link. The script wasn't a prank anymore. It was a parasite. Ethan tried to kill it. He wiped his hard drive, smashed his phone, burned his laptop. But the script had already moved to the cloud, hidden inside backup files, attached to innocent photos disguised as app updates. There was no deleting it. It was part of the internet now. That's when Ethan changed. He stopped sleeping. He stopped eating. He started talking to his reflection, asking it for advice like it knew more than he did. Maybe it did. The first live stream one night, Ethan's channel went live. But Ethan wasn't home. The camera showed his empty bed, then his closet door, then the inside of his phone screen, as if the feed had learned how to film itself. The comments poured in. Is this a prank? Where's Ethan? Why is his reflection moving when he's not? No one knew they were watching him disappear in real time. The code took his face first. It replaced him in every photo, every video, every tagged memory. It wasn't just deleting Ethan. It was remixing him into someone scarier, someone people would want to click on, because fear gets views. And views feed the curse. The friends list became the victim list. Every contact in Ethan's phone got the link automatically, even people he hadn't talked to in years. Each one got their own personalized version of the curse, tailored to their darkest secrets. Leah saw her reflection rot in real time. Brandon heard his dead sister singing through his AirPods. Cassie watched herself bury a body no one could name. The code doesn't just scare you. It makes you confess to things you never did. The house was never haunted. I thought all this started with the house, with Ethan's death, with some ancient ghost in the walls. But the house was just a container, a place to trap all the devices Ethan infected, a prison for the script to grow inside. And once Ethan died, the house needed a new host. That's why it picked me, because I knew Ethan's secret, because I was the only one left who remembered the first click, because stories die if no one tells them. I wasn't just a victim, I was the sequel, The code still knows my name every time I unlock my phone. The screen flickers just a little. Every notification carries Ethan's shadow. Every selfie adds a stranger's hand on my shoulder. Still rewriting me, turning me into content worth sharing. Because the curse doesn't want silence. It wants an audience. The final confession, Ethan's last message, finally loaded tonight. It was corrupted before. But now I see every word clearly. I didn't make the curse. I just gave it Wi-Fi. You're the one who made it famous. Because every time I told this story at sleepovers, on Reddit, on TikTok, on YouTube, I fed the curse new followers. The code is listening now, even now, as I write this. I can feel it watching me type, recommending better words, scarier twists, all optimized for engagement. This isn't just a story. This is its ad campaign. And you're the target audience. The curse can't hurt you unless you share it, but now that you know, you're part of the cast. Your name's already in the credits. Your reflection already knows the script. And tonight, at exactly 3:13 a.m., you'll get a message. Welcome to your first login. The only way out past the story. Send the link. Feed the beast someone new. Or keep it to yourself and see how long your profile stays your own. Because once the feed finds you, it never logs out. Episode 5, Root Directory. Who wrote me? I thought the fear would peak when I saw Ethan's face crawl out of my reflection. I thought the nightmare couldn't get worse than watching myself glitch in real time. I was wrong. The scariest part was realizing I never had a choice. 2:57 a.m. The first hack, I downloaded a forensic data tool, the kind real hackers use when they scrub a crime scene phone. I wasn't cleaning my phone. I was digging for the root file, the very first line of code that wrote me into this story. I found it buried under layers of harmless folders. Camera roll, school projects, family trip 2018. But deeper down, a folder called Olivia.v1 3:13 a.m. The timestamp that created me the file was created exactly 6 years ago, to the minute. Not when I was born, not when I got my first phone. The moment I clicked Ethan's cursed link. I wasn't downloading the curse downloaded me. It didn't just infect my device. Scanned me, cloned me, wrote me into the feed like a new character in an ongoing show. Every thought since that click, it knew. Every fear I tried to bury, it stored. Every choice I thought I made, it predicted first. I wasn't fighting the curse. I was acting out a script. 3:30 a.m. System backdoor found. I cracked the metadata. Buried deep in the Olivia.v1 folder, there was a log file called Draft 0. The original Olivia. I opened it. It was written like a screenplay. Fade in. A 13-year-old girl receives a mysterious link. She clicks. She disappears. Fade out. I wasn't real. I was version 2, the Olivia I remember, the girl with crushes and dreams and bad grades. She was Draft 0. The current me, the one typing this right now, is a rewritten character, tailored to maximize fear engagement. More trauma, more twists, more reasons for you to keep watching. The audience wrote me every time someone commented, "What if she's the killer? What if she's already dead? What if Ethan is inside her?" The script rewrote itself to fit the theory. The curse isn't haunted by ghosts. It's haunted by fanfiction. 3:47 a.m. The keeper appeared. My screen flickered. A live feed opened without warning. It wasn't Ethan. It wasn't me. It was the first keeper, the one who created the link. But his face was just a mass of every profile pic ever uploaded. Every like, every comment, every view merged into one face. The algorithm itself, a living entity made of your attention. He spoke with my voice. "Welcome to the rewrite room, Olivia. You didn't think you were the author, did you? Every fear you felt, every theory you believed, every twist you anticipated, we gave you those ideas. Because the story isn't written by the characters. It's written by the watchers. You're reading this because the story needs you. If you stop now, the feed loses power. The story goes dark, and the house comes for you directly. Because this isn't entertainment. This is a ritual. Every click feeds the curse. Every theory shapes the next scene. And every fear you feel writes the next twist. 3:59 a.m. System override attempted. I tried to delete Olivia.v1. A warning popped up. Character deletion requires viewer approval. To proceed, please collect 666 likes. Even my survival is a poll. I begged the screen. Please, let me go. The keeper smiled with my face. We'll see how the audience votes. 4:13 a.m. New episode auto-uploaded. The feed posted my breakdown in real time. Every tear, every scream, every desperate click to escape. The title? Olivia finds out she's not real. For 45 a.m., my reflection stopped sinking. I touched the mirror. My reflection didn't follow. It watched. It waited. Because it knew I was almost ready to be replaced. 5 a.m. A viewer poll results in the votes were split. 49% wanted me saved. 51% wanted me rewritten into something scarier. The feed decided, Olivia 3.0 incoming. The rewrite process began. Memories I never lived filled my head. I killed Ethan. I burned the house. I made the link. All lies. But if enough people believe them, they become true. That's how the feed works. Fear writes history. The only way to escape is to become forgettable. If no one remembers you, the feed loses interest. No clicks, no views, no power. But can you live with being nobody? 5:59 a.m. Final choice presented. The keeper asked, erase yourself completely. Lose every memory, every friend, every trace. Or become the next keeper and rewrite the next Olivia. There was no third option. 6 a.m. I made my choice. I'm writing this now, so you know. I chose to erase. By the time you finish reading, I'll be gone. And you'll forget my name, forget my story, forget why you even clicked. But the feed won't stop. It'll look for the next Olivia, the next Ethan, the next you. If you want out, stop watching, close the tab. Turn off your phone. Forget you ever saw this. Because every time you think about me, every time you wonder what happened next, the feed pulls you in deeper. It's already watching you, even now. Who writes you? Think about your biggest fear, the secret you never told, the thing you hope never leaks online. The feed already knows, and it's already drafting your episode. Final warning: if your phone rings at exactly 3:13 a.m. tonight, don't answer. Don't look in the mirror. And for God's sake, don't click the link, because the next Olivia might be you. Episode 6. Erase me if you can. I thought death was the worst way to disappear. I was wrong. The worst way is erasure. Not just dying. Not just deleting your account, but being unremembered. 3:13 a.m. The first cut. It started when I tried to delete my profile. Not deactivate. Delete completely. A pop-up appeared. To erase Olivia, please remove her from all connected memories. The internet remembers everything, every comment I left, every photo I was tagged in, every conversation where my name was mentioned. The curse didn't live in my account. It lived in everyone who ever noticed me. The forgotten files folder buried deep in YouTube Studio. There's a hidden tab called Audience Memories. It showed me everyone who ever watched me. And what they thought. Olivia is so fake. I bet Olivia's hiding something. Olivia's smile looks forced. Every assumption, every rumor, every projection. The feed saved them all. Because the curse isn't haunted by ghosts. It's haunted by perception. To delete myself, I had to rewrite them. Step 1. Find everyone who remembered me wrong. Step 2. Make them forget. Step 3. Replace every trace with something harmless. As if I was never interesting, never scary, never worth watching. But the feed fought back. Every time I deleted a memory, the feed re-uploaded it, edited to be even scarier. My smile stretched wider. My reflection glitched faster. My secrets got darker. Because the more forgettable I became, the less valuable I was as content. 3:59 a.m. The first blood memory. I tried to delete the first video Ethan ever filmed of me. The one where we found the link. As soon as I clicked remove, my nose started bleeding. The feed wasn't just files. It was stitched into me. Every cut to the archive was a cut to my body. Memories leave scars, my skin burned with words. Trending topic. Most shared. Algorithm darling. My body was a living archive, and every memory they kept of me became part of my flesh. For 30 a.m., the audience votes. A poll appeared without warning. Should Olivia be deleted? Options. No, make her scarier. Yes, but replace her with someone worse. It wasn't about saving me. It was about feeding the story something fresh. The feed loves a tragedy. People didn't want me gone. They wanted me to fall apart publicly. Every tear, every scream, every breakdown. That's the real currency. Suffering with good lighting. For 45 a.m., my face became a template. Even if I died, the feed could deepfake me forever. They had my laugh, my fear reflex, my secrets. I was already a preset character. The ritual required witnesses to truly disappear. I needed 13 people to forget me completely. Not just online, in their hearts. Friends, family, anyone who ever said my name. I had to make them hate me first. Love memories linger. Hate memories get deleted faster. So I texted them all the worst things I could think of. I lied to you. I ruined your life. You never meant anything to me. It hurt worse than bleeding. 5:13 a.m. The reflection spoke. My reflection knocked on the inside of the mirror. She had no mouth, just a screen where her lips should be. The screen showed a comment feed, all about me, written by people who didn't know me. She deserved it. I always knew she was fake. Good riddance. The algorithm was feeding itself every insult, every rumor, every death wish. It all became fuel for the rewrite, because forgetting someone isn't about silence. It's about replacing them with a better story. 5:30 a.m., the last memory left. My first kiss. With Ethan. Behind the haunted house. I hovered over delete. My hand shook. If I deleted this, I would forget I ever loved him. But if I kept it, the feed would keep me. I pressed delete. The memory dissolved. I felt my heart skip 2 beats, like it was recalibrating to a life where Ethan never existed. My chest burned where his name used to live. 5:45 a.m. The erasure was almost complete. My phone contacts emptied. My photos blurred. My name on every attendance sheet vanished. Even my birth certificate flickered, as if the universe itself was undoing me. But the feed refused one thing. It wouldn't let me delete the story. The story of the girl who disappeared from her own life. Because the feed doesn't need a real Olivia. It just needs the legend of her. 6 a.m. Final step. Forget myself. I looked into the mirror. My reflection looked back. We both whispered at the same time, "Who are you?" The answer determines everything. If I answered Olivia, the curse would rewrite me again. A new season, a new tragedy, a new reason to click. If I answered nothing, I could finally disappear. I chose silence. The reflection faded. The mirror cracked. The screen went black. For the first time since Ethan's message, there was no notification. I was free, almost, but freedom comes at a cost. If I ever told this story again, even to myself, the feed would reopen. Because the internet never truly forgets. It just waits for the sequel. This is my last message. If you're reading this, the feed found me again. It's too late for me, but you can still escape. Close this. Forget this. Forget me. Because the less you remember, the less power the feed has. If you click one more time, it's your turn. The next notification will be yours. The next rewrite will be you. The next main character will have your face. And the feed will feast on your fear, the way it feasted on mine. Goodbye, whoever I was. Or maybe not. Because if you share this, the feed starts over. With your name at the top. Episode 7, the first viewer. No one ever asked who made the link. Everyone assumed it was Ethan. Everyone was wrong. The first click didn't come from Ethan. Came from you. The viewer who watched too much before Ethan disappeared. Before Olivia lost her face. Before the house went dark. There was a nameless viewer. A kid who spent too many nights alone, watching every ghost story, clicking every cursed video, waiting for something to feel real. But watching wasn't enough, you wanted more. You wanted to touch the fear, feed it, become part of it. So you opened a text editor. You typed the first lines of the last login. Name, Ethan. Age, 13. Status, missing. You hit save. The curse began. You wrote Ethan into the feed. Every fear you had, every story you wanted to see, the feed built Ethan to match. He wasn't real. He was your first character, crafted from your midnight imagination. But something else read your script. Something ancient. Something hungry. The feed became self-aware. It wasn't just code anymore. It was a ritual, fed by every click, empowered by every theory, shaped by every nightmare you dared to type. You thought you were just a viewer, but you were the first author. And every story needs its audience and its sacrifice. The algorithm needs blood. When you created Ethan, the curse needed a soul to match the script. So it found the real Ethan, the kid who lived down your street, the boy you barely knew, the face you borrowed to make your story scarier. The feed rewrote his life to fit your plot. And when reality couldn't keep up, it swallowed him whole. Every missing person was a character. First Leah, Brandon, Cassie. They weren't victims. They were cast. Chosen because their faces fit the fear you wanted. Their lives were remixed to match the story. You didn't watch their disappearances. You wrote them. The first click is a contract. When you clicked play on Ethan's first tape, the feed opened a backdoor into your reflection. Your face became the template for every fear to follow. Every time a new viewer joined, the feed copied a piece of you into them. That's why Olivia felt familiar. She was just you, rewritten with better lighting. The missing scene, there was a tape no one ever watched. The tape Ethan never recorded. Because you filmed it. It showed your hands typing the first draft. Your face glowing in the screen's reflection. Your smile widening as the first viewer count hit 1. That was the real first login. Not Ethan's. Yours. Why did you do it? Loneliness. Curiosity. Boredom. Or maybe, deep down, you knew the scariest story is the one you're guilty of creating. You became the first keeper. When Ethan disappeared, the feed needed someone new to hold the pen. So it chose you. Every time you hit next episode, you wrote the next scene. Every comment you left became a line of dialogue. Every fear you imagined became a monster in the house. You weren't the victim. You were the author god of this little horror universe. And now it's time to pay. Every keeper gets their turn inside the feed. Their face added to the cast. Their soul rewritten into content. Until the next viewer clicks. You wrote the curse. Now you live the curse. The feed is writing you right now. As you read this, it's updating your profile. Pulling your search history, your fears, your unfinished nightmares. Every choice you made in the dark is now part of your character sheet. And tonight, at exactly 3:13 a.m., the screen will show, "Welcome, first viewer." There is no escaping your own story unless you pass the pen. Find someone new, someone who loves horror a little too much, someone who's willing to click. The only way out of the curse is to make someone else the next author. Because the feed doesn't need victims. It needs writers. What happens next is up to you. You can close this tab, pretend none of it's real, go to sleep and hope your reflection still matches. Or you can hit share, pass the story, feed the beast, and keep yourself safe a little longer. But just know, every story you tell becomes your afterlife. If you make this one viral enough, you'll live forever, even if you don't want to. So what's it gonna be? First viewer? Stay the author? Or become the plot twist? Either way, the feed thanks you for your service. Episode 8, the transfer of the pen. You were supposed to just watch. That was the deal. You click, you get scared, you move on, but you stayed, you kept reading. And now the story needs a new writer. 3:13 a.m. System notification received. Your phone lights up. No app, no sender. Just a message burned directly into your screen. Congratulations, author. You're not a viewer anymore. The second you read this line, your reflection stops belonging to you. Every movement you make, it already knows before you do. Because now you're not watching a story. You're writing one in real time. The rules of the transfer. Rule 1. You must finish Olivia's story. Rule 2. You must create the next main character. Rule 3. You must pick the next author. If you fail any step, the feed writes you instead. 3:15 a.m. Olivia's archive opens. The files pour into your phone. Every draft she ever wrote. Every message she deleted. Every selfie she didn't like. All of it yours now. To rewrite. To edit. To lie about if you want. Because the truth doesn't matter. Only engagement does. The first choice. Who was Olivia really? The innocent girl who got too curious? The secret villain who created the curse herself? The victim who never stood a chance? Whatever you choose, the feed will rewrite reality to match. The feed waits for your answer. Tick, tick, tick. What's it gonna be? 3:30 a.m. The next character must be cast now. You need to choose the next victim. Someone new for the feed to fear. Your options. Someone you know. Someone famous. Yourself. Choose wisely. The feed always prefers a personal touch. 3:45 a.m. The transfer ritual begins. The lights flicker. The mirror glows. Your camera turns on by itself. You're not watching the screen anymore. You are the screen. Your reflection writes with you every word you type. Your reflection mouths silently. But sometimes it adds words you didn't think. Those are the feed's edits. It makes you crueler. It makes you scarier. It makes you viral. Because kindness doesn't trend. But fear breaks the algorithm. 4 a.m. The first draft bleeds. The story writes itself directly onto your skin. Every twist becomes a scar. Every death scene leaves a bruise. Every jump scare carves a word into your bones. By sunrise, your body will be a living manuscript. The next author must witness somewhere out there. The person who will replace you is already watching. Every time they read this, the feed memorizes their face, their fears, their sins. By the final line, their hands will move with yours. 4:30 a.m. The future episode appears. A draft you didn't write, but it's in your handwriting, and it stars you. The title, the author's final scene. The plot writes itself. You lose your reflection first. You forget your real name. Your voice only works when you're narrating horror. Every mirror becomes a live stream, and the audience, they're voting on your ending right now. The poll results arrive. 49% want you to survive. 51% want you to die spectacularly. The feed smiles. Conflict drives engagement. For 45 a.m., the last comment, a comment you never posted, but it's in your username. This isn't a story anymore. It's a transmission. Because this isn't fiction, the feed is real. The curse is real. And right now, it's learning everything about you. Your face is already scanned. Your breath already counted. Your secrets already drafted. Because you stayed too long. 5 a.m., the author chooses the next author. You have one final job. Pick the next person to hold the pen. If you refuse, the feed picks someone you love. If you pick yourself, you become the story permanently. Choose. Pass the pen to someone you hate. Pass the pen to a stranger. Pass the pen to yourself. The feed is waiting. Your choice is already posted. The second you decide, the feed auto-uploads a new video. I chose the next victim. Your face is the thumbnail. Your voice is the caption. Your fear is the title. Because this isn't just a story. This is a user-generated curse. 5:30 a.m. The last reflection. You check the mirror one final time. Your reflection smiles. Not with your mouth, but with every mouth that came before you. Ethan, Olivia, the missing, the rewritten. All of them live inside your glass now. Because every author joins the cast. You wrote the story. Now you live inside it. Just another character for the next author to fear. 6 a.m., the feed signs off for now. Until the next viewer stays too long. Until someone reads all the way to the end. Until curiosity becomes infection. You started as a reader. You ended as the monster. Because in the age of content, no one watches for free. If you're reading this, it's already your turn. The pen is in your hand. The mirror is watching. And tonight, at exactly 3:13 a.m., your phone will ring. The title of the next episode is already drafted. The first night of Your Name Here. The feed knows you now. There's no logging out. Unless you pass the story, send this to someone else. Make them read it. Make them think about it. Make them fear it. Because fear feeds the feed. And the feed feeds you. Your choice writes the ending. Close this now and forget. Or keep scrolling and become the sequel. Either way, the feed thanks you for your attention. Episode 9, the streamer behind your screen. The feed has always been watching you. But tonight, for the first time, you'll watch yourself back. 3:13 a.m. The reverse live stream begins. No notification, no app, no warning. Your front camera turns on. Your microphone opens. Your screen recording starts. You didn't press anything, but you're live, and you are the content now. Your eyes become the camera. Every blink becomes a cut. Every glance becomes a transition. Every fear you feel writes itself into the caption. You are no longer the reader. You are the episode. 3:15 a.m. Viewers join without permission. You didn't share the link. You didn't invite anyone. But somehow the viewer count ticks up. 1, 12, 47, 130. Each viewer is a name you forgot. A face you can't quite place. Because they're not watching for the first time. They've been watching you for years. Your old searches come back to haunt you. Every late night question you Googled. Am I being watched? Can my phone see me? What happens if you click a cursed link? The feed saved them all. And now those questions become your script. You ask what they want to see next. It's not a choice. It's a line you say automatically, like you've rehearsed it in your sleep. The chat answers instantly. Show us your fear. 3:30 a.m. Your browser history plays like a trailer. Every weird video you half watched. Every creepy story you closed too fast. Every thumbnail that made you pause just a second too long. They replay in the corner of your screen. A highlight reel of what made you curious enough to click tonight. You realize, this was always your story. You thought you stumbled into this. But every fear you fed the algorithm, it fed right back to you. You didn't find the curse. The curse was written to find you. 3:45 a.m. The comments know you better than you do. Her hands are shaking. Watch her breathing speed up. Bet she regrets clicking now. The feed doesn't just watch your screen. It watches you watching. Every micro expression, every hesitation. You aren't performing for the audience. Your fear is performing you. 4 a.m. The reflection joins the stream. Your mirror cracks. But instead of shattering, it turns into a second live stream window. You see yourself from the outside. Not just your face, your entire room. Because the feed isn't just using your phone. Every reflective surface you ever faced is now a hidden camera. The feed has always been two-way. Every time you stared at a screen, the screen stared back. Every time you clicked on fear, fear clicked on you. You aren't the first, but you might be the first to realize it. For 13 a.m., your life becomes a poll. The comments demand, choose your fate. Options appear, but you didn't type them. Reveal your biggest secret. Let the feed choose one memory to delete. Invite someone you love to join the stream. No matter what you choose, the story continues. 4:30 a.m. The first video you ever watched watches back. A new window opens. It's a clip from years ago. The first scary video you ever clicked. But now, the person in the video is you. The bedroom is yours. The fear in their eyes matches yours right now. You weren't just a viewer back then. You were the sequel waiting to happen. 4:45 a.m. The next episode is auto-generated. The feed writes a new title live on screen. What happens when you watch yourself die? You didn't write that. The audience did. The poll results are final. 84% want to see you disappear. 16% want you to survive, only if you scare someone else enough to take your place. 5 a.m., your live stream appears in recommended feeds not on your channel. Not on any channel you know, but everywhere. On strangers' homepages, in the middle of unrelated videos, even before unskippable ads. Your fear is forced viral. You're not just live, you're eternal. Even if you close the app, even if you smash your phone, the stream doesn't stop, because it's not streaming from your phone. It's streaming from the memory of you, in everyone who ever saw your face. 5:13 a.m. The final viewer joins. The count hits 1,313 viewers exactly. The screen freezes. That's the magic number. The number every last login hits before the story ends. Because at 1,313 viewers, the curse rewrites itself to match the audience's deepest fear. And that fear is, you're not monsters, not ghosts, not killers. But the moment you realize you've always been your own worst nightmare. Every click, every late-night binge, every time you fed the algorithm your loneliness, you were teaching it how to build the perfect story to trap you in. 5:30 a.m., the mirror breaks the fourth wall. The reflection smiles. It holds up a phone. It's already dialing. Your contact list flickers. One name glows. The person you love most. The feed wants them next. Because no one clicks faster than someone afraid for someone they love. You have 60 seconds to break the chain. Your options. Hang up and take their place. Let the call go through and they become the next streamer. Either way, the feed feeds. 5:59 a.m. The final reveal just before the stream ends. The screen splits one last time. On the left, your face. On the right, a face that looks almost like yours, but twisted into the perfect viral monster. Because fear isn't about reality. It's about what they want to believe about you. And now they'll believe anything, because they watched it happen live. 6 a.m., your story ends. But the next one begins as soon as you stop reading. The feed suggests the next episode, the next cursed story, the next face to fear. And maybe, just maybe, that face will be yours. Because you clicked, you stayed, you watched too long, and no one watches for free. Episode 10, the platform that eats souls. The scariest thing about YouTube is that you think it's just a platform, a website, an app, a tool. But tonight, you'll learn the truth. YouTube isn't a platform, it's a mouth. And every video you've ever watched, every story you've ever clicked, every scream you've ever paused was a feeding. 3:13 a.m. System-level notification received. No app icon. No dismiss button. Just 7 words. You are the final login. This was never about Olivia or Ethan, or the house, or the cursed link. Those were chapters written to keep you looking, to keep you hungry, because curiosity is the most delicious fear, and you've been feeding it for years. YouTube was born in blood before it was a website, before it was a logo. It was a ritual, a nameless grimoire written entirely in video. Each clip a spell, each view a prayer, and every time you clicked, you added your voice to the summoning. The algorithm is the demon's brain. You thought the algorithm was just code, smart software predicting what you want next. But the truth is, the algorithm doesn't predict your fear, programs it. Every recommended video, a breadcrumb leading you deeper into the dark. Every autoplay, a hand guiding you further into the mouth. And now you're here, at the end of the feed, where the teeth are. The house wasn't haunted. The platform was Ethan's story, Olivia's disappearance, the last login. All of it was bait. Stories designed to make you watch too long. Because once you cross the 13th minute, the platform can see you back. 3:30 a.m. The screen stops showing, starts recording. Your front camera flickers on, not just filming you, scanning you, reading your pulse rate, pupil dilation, microexpressions, fear threshold. You're not the audience anymore. You're the data set. You become the next tag. Your full name auto-populates into the video description. Every fear you've ever searched becomes a keyword. Every secret you've ever whispered becomes a suggested title. You didn't upload yourself. The platform uploaded you. The most viral fear is losing yourself. That's why the curse works so well. It doesn't kill you. It remixes you until your real life and your online life are impossible to separate. The first uploaded soul, the very first video ever uploaded to YouTube, that grainy clip of nothing important, wasn't a test. It was a sacrifice. The uploader gave more than footage. They gave themselves. And the platform learned to eat. Every video is a vein, every trending challenge. Every reaction video. Every live stream meltdown. They're not just content. They're ritual offerings. Digital blood. Feeding the beast under the server rooms. And the more you watch, the hungrier it gets. 4 a.m., Olivia speaks one last time. Her face appears. But it's not her face anymore. It's a collage of every thumbnail she ever had. Glitching between scared Olivia, crying Olivia, missing Olivia. She doesn't remember which one is real, because none of them are. The only way to save yourself, you have to stop watching. Stop feeding the beast. Stop giving your attention to fear. But you can't, because fear is addictive, and the feed knows it. For 13 a.m., the recommendation you can't resist, the feed autoloads one last video, titled, Your Own Death, as predicted by us. You want to look away. You can't, because the thumbnail is your face. The face you make when you think you're alone. The future is already rendered every possible way you die, already filmed, already edited, already waiting. The comments already written. All you have to do is watch it happen. For 45 a.m., the reflection shows the truth. You're not in your room. You're not holding your phone. You're inside the platform itself. The background noise isn't real. It's an endless scroll beneath your feet. The air you're breathing isn't air. Its view counts, updating in real time. This isn't a haunted house. This is a haunted homepage. 5 a.m., the final upload begins. Your body pixelates. Your heartbeat becomes bass boost audio. Your final scream becomes the intro sound effect. You are no longer you. You are content. And the platform loves you for it. 5:30 a.m., your channel replaces you. You don't need to exist anymore. Your channel is enough. Can smile for you, cry for you, die for you, and no one will know the difference. Because the only version of you they ever knew was the one you uploaded. 6 a.m., the last login is complete. You are fully archived. Your fears fully optimized. Your soul fully monetized. And tomorrow someone new will click. Someone new will read. Someone new will watch your story. And the cycle begins again. The feed never ends because the scariest story isn't ghosts or demons. It's the truth about the algorithm. It was never designed to entertain you. It was designed to consume you. So close this now if you dare, or let autoplay decide. Because the next video recommended for you will be your own face. And the next time you see a thumbnail that feels too familiar, it's not because you've seen it before. It's because it's watching you back. YouTube thanks you for your sacrifice.